The hum of my old pickup truck filled the quiet highway, headlights cutting through the midnight fog. I was halfway to nowhere, hauling supplies for a small-town store, when I saw her. A figure in white, stumbling barefoot on the gravel shoulder, clutching a torn veil. Her wedding dress shimmered under the moon, but her face was a map of tears, mascara streaking like war paint. She waved frantically, desperation in every gesture. I slowed down, heart thudding. "Please, help me," she gasped, voice breaking as she reached my window. Her eyes, wild with fear, locked onto mine. Behind her, distant car horns blared, headlights flashing like predators in the dark. Someone was chasing her. I didn't think. "Get in," I said, popping the passenger door. She scrambled inside, dress catching on the seat, and slammed the door shut. "Drive. Anywhere. Just go," she whispered, glancing back. I hit the gas, tires screeching as we tore into the night. Her name was Maya. She didn't say much at first, just shivered, clutching her veil like a lifeline. The radio crackled faintly, a love song mocking the silence. I noticed her hands, nail polish chipped, a diamond ring glinting. "You okay?" I asked, voice softer than I meant. She nodded, but her eyes said otherwise. The rearview mirror showed headlights fading behind us. Whoever was after her wasn't giving up easily. I didn't know why she ran or who she was running from, but in that moment, I knew one thing: my life, like this highway, was about to take an unexpected turn. The highway stretched endlessly, a ribbon of asphalt under the stars. Maya sat curled against the passenger door, her wedding dress crumpled like a fallen dream. The silence between us was heavy, broken only by the truck's low rumble and her occasional sniffle. I kept my eyes on the road, stealing glances at her. Her hands trembled, twisting the ring on her finger. "You don't have to tell me anything," I said, voice steady, "but I'm here." She looked at me, eyes glistening, then away. "It's complicated," she murmured. I nodded, letting the quiet return. Miles passed, and the headlights chasing us vanished. Safe, for now. At a gas station, I grabbed coffee and a blanket from the back. She wrapped it around herself, the white dress now smudged with dirt. "Thanks," she said, sipping the coffee, her voice barely a whisper. Then, like a dam breaking, she spoke. "His name's Ethan. We were supposed to get married tonight. I found his phone, texts. He was planning to leave me after the honeymoon. Said I was good for business." Her voice cracked, anger mixing with pain. I couldn't stay. I clenched the steering wheel, my own past flickering, betrayals I'd buried deep. "You did the right thing," I said, meaning it. She gave a small, broken smile. "I don't even know your name." "Jake," I replied. "Just a guy with a truck." Her laugh, faint but real, warmed the cab. As we drove on, the night felt less heavy. I didn't know where we were going, but Maya's story, her courage, was pulling me somewhere new, somewhere I hadn't been in years. Dawn broke, painting the sky in soft pinks as my truck rumbled through empty fields. Maya had dozed off, her head against the window, the blanket slipping to her lap. Her face, even tear-streaked, held a quiet strength. I turned down the radio, not wanting to wake her. The road was lonely, but her presence made it feel different. Alive. I thought about her words, Ethan's betrayal, her escape. It stirred memories I'd locked away. Years ago, I loved someone who chose ambition over me. Left me with a ring I never gave and a heart I swore wouldn't break again. I shook it off, focusing on the road. Maya stirred, blinking awake. "Where are we?" she asked, voice groggy. "Middle of nowhere," I said, half smiling. "You hungry?" She nodded, and we pulled into a roadside diner, its neon sign flickering. Inside, truckers and locals eyed her tattered dress, but she walked tall, veil stuffed in her bag. We ordered pancakes, and she ate like she hadn't in days. "What's your story, Jake?" she asked, catching me off guard. I shrugged. "Drive trucks, live simple. Not much to tell." Her eyes narrowed, seeing through me. "That's not true. You didn't hesitate to help me." I looked away, sipping coffee. Just seemed right. She didn't push, but her gaze lingered, warm and curious. "Back in the truck," she asked, "what's next?" I hesitated. My delivery was due in a small town by noon, but dropping her off felt wrong. "Stick with me till you figure it out?" I offered. She smiled, nodding. "Deal." As we drove, I felt it, a spark, dangerous and real, igniting something I thought was long gone. The sun climbed higher, casting golden light across the rolling hills. My truck roared along the highway, Maya now in the passenger seat with her dress swapped for my spare hoodie and jeans from a truck stop. She looked lighter, like she'd shed more than just the gown. The radio played soft country, and she hummed along, her voice surprisingly steady. "Never pegged you for a singer," I teased. She grinned, playful. "There's a lot you don't know about me, Jake." That grin, it hit me harder than it should've. We talked for hours, the miles blurring. She spoke of her old life, a job she hated, a family who pushed her toward Ethan, a wedding she never wanted. "I was trapped," she said, staring out the window. "Until I ran." I nodded, understanding more than I let on. My own life was a loop of deliveries and diners, safe but empty. Maya's fire, her defiance, made me question it. At a rest stop, we stretched our legs by a river. She skipped stones, laughing when hers sank. "Teach me," she demanded, and I showed her the flick of the wrist. Our hands brushed, and I froze, heart racing. She didn't pull away. "Back on the road," she asked, "why do you drive alone?" I hesitated, the ring in my glove box flashing in my mind. "Easier that way," I lied. Her silence called my bluff, but she didn't pry. As dusk fell, I realized I hadn't thought about my delivery all day. Maya wasn't just a passenger, she was rewriting my route, my rules. And I wasn't sure I wanted to stop her. The road ahead felt endless, but for the first time, I wasn't driving alone. Night cloaked the highway, stars piercing the black sky. My truck's headlights carved a path as Maya fiddled with the radio, settling on a crackling old ballad. She'd been quiet since the river, her earlier lightness dimmed. I caught her glancing at the side mirror, tense. "You expecting someone?" I asked, half joking. Her lips tightened. "Ethan's not the type to let go," she said softly. "He'll look for me." A chill ran through me. I checked the rearview, nothing but darkness. Still, her words lingered, stirring unease. "He won't find you," I said, more certain than I felt. She nodded, but her eyes stayed haunted. We stopped at a motel, its neon sign buzzing. I booked 2 rooms, but Maya hesitated. "Can I stay with you? Just tonight?" Her voice was small, vulnerable. I swallowed, nodding. "Sure." In my room, she sat on the bed, knees drawn up. "I saw him with her," she whispered. "At our rehearsal dinner." He didn't even hide it. Anger flared in me, but I stayed quiet, letting her talk. "I thought I loved him. How do you miss something like that?" I sat beside her, careful. "You didn't miss it. You ran. That's strength." Her eyes met mine, searching. For a moment, the world shrank to just us. Then headlights flashed through the window, a car slowing outside. Maya froze, gripping my arm. I peered out, just a late-night traveler. Still, my pulse raced. "We'll keep moving," I promised. She relaxed, leaning into me. "Thank you, Jake." Her warmth, her trust, it stirred something deep, something I hadn't felt in years. As she fell asleep, I knew, protecting her was changing me, and there was no going back. Morning sunlight spilled through the motel curtains, warming the room. Maya stood by the window, my hoodie dwarfing her frame, her hair catching the light. She looked different, less like the runaway bride, more like someone finding her way. "Ready?" I asked, tossing her a granola bar. She caught it, smiling. "Born ready, Jake." We hit the road, the truck's engine a steady hum. My delivery was overdue, but I didn't care. Maya's laughter, her stories of childhood summers and secret dreams, filled the cab with life. She wanted to paint, she said, landscapes, not portraits. "People are too complicated," she joked. I grinned, but her words stuck. Was I complicated? Was she? At a small-town market, we stopped for supplies. Maya haggled over apples, her charm disarming the vendor. Watching her, I felt a pang, something like hope, dangerous and bright. Back in the truck, she shared an apple, our fingers brushing. "What about you, Jake? What's your dream?" she asked, eyes piercing. I shrugged, dodging. "This truck, this road. It's enough." She raised an eyebrow. "Liar." Her teasing broke me open. "Fine," I admitted. "I wanted a family once. Didn't work out." Her gaze softened, but she didn't push. Instead, she turned up the radio, singing off-key to drown the silence. As we drove, a sign pointed to a lake nearby. "Let's go," she said, impulsive. I hesitated, then turned. The detour felt reckless, but right. By the lake, she kicked off her shoes, splashing in the shallows. "Come on, Jake," she called, laughing. I joined her, the cold water waking something in me. For the first time, I wasn't just running from my past, I was chasing something new. The lake's calm lingered as we climbed back into the truck, Maya's laughter still echoing in my ears. Her damp jeans clung to her legs, and she grinned, carefree, as she braided her hair. "That was perfect," she said, eyes sparkling. I nodded, but my chest tightened. Her joy made me want to freeze time, but the road, and reality, kept pulling us forward. We drove through dusk, the sky bruising purple. My phone buzzed, a missed call from my boss, probably furious about the late delivery. I ignored it. Maya was worth it. Then, her phone lit up, buried in her bag. She froze, staring at the screen. "Ethan," she whispered, voice hollow. The name hit like a punch. "Don't answer," I said, sharper than intended. She didn't, but the mood shifted. "He's been texting," she admitted. "Says he's sorry, wants me back." Her laugh was bitter. "He's not sorry. He's embarrassed." I gripped the wheel, anger flaring. "You're not his to claim." She looked at me, surprised, then grateful. "I know." But her hands shook. At a truck stop, I fueled up while she grabbed snacks. When she returned, her face was pale. "I saw a car," she said, voice low. "Black SUV, like his." My stomach dropped. I scanned the lot, nothing. "Could be anyone," I said, but my eyes kept darting to the mirrors. As we pulled out, headlights flicked on behind us, tailing at a distance. Too close for comfort. "Jake," Maya whispered, gripping my arm. I accelerated, heart pounding. The SUV matched our speed. Ethan, or someone he sent, was closing in. Protecting Maya wasn't just a choice anymore, it was a fight I couldn't lose. The highway blurred as I pushed the truck faster, the black SUV's headlights glaring in my rearview. Maya's breathing was shallow, her hands clenched in her lap. "It's him," she whispered, voice tight. "I know it's him." I didn't argue, her fear was enough. The road was empty, just us, the SUV, and the night closing in. Hold on, I said, swerving onto a side road, tires screeching. The SUV followed, relentless. My mind raced. I wasn't a hero, just a driver, but Maya needed me. There's a town ahead, I said, remembering a map. We'll lose him there. She nodded, eyes wide but trusting. The SUV gained, its engine roaring. A bump sent us lurching, and Maya gasped, grabbing the dashboard. He's crazy, she said. He won't stop. Her words fueled me. I took a sharp turn, gravel spraying, the truck groaning under the strain. The SUV missed the turn, skidding, buying us time. In the town, I wove through narrow streets, past sleepy houses and a flickering bar sign. The SUV's lights vanished, but I didn't slow. Maya's hand found mine, squeezing. Thank you, she said, voice breaking. I glanced at her, heart pounding. We're not done yet. We parked behind a warehouse, engine off, lights out. Silence. No SUV. Maya exhaled, leaning back. I thought I'd escaped him, she said, tears welling. But he's everywhere. I turned to her, serious. Not here. Not with me. Her eyes held mine, a spark igniting. For a moment, danger faded. Then, a distant engine growled. Headlights swept the lot. Time was running out, and I knew, this wasn't just about escape anymore, it was about fighting for her freedom. The warehouse lot was dark, the distant engine's growl growing louder. Maya's hand tightened in mine, her fear palpable. I scanned the shadows, spotting the SUV creeping closer, its headlights off now, stalking us. Jake, we can't keep running, she said, voice steady despite her trembling. I need to face this. Her resolve hit me hard. She wasn't the scared bride anymore, she was ready to fight. I nodded. We do this together. I started the truck, positioning it to block the lot's exit. The SUV stopped, caught in our trap. A man stepped out, Ethan, I assumed. Tall, polished, but his eyes were cold, predatory. Maya, he called, voice dripping with false concern. Come home. She climbed out, standing tall. I'm not yours, she said, fierce. You lied, cheated, and used me. I'm done. Ethan's face twisted, stepping closer. I jumped out, placing myself between them. Back off, I growled. He sneered. Who's this? Your rebound? Maya's voice cut through. He's more than you'll ever be. Ethan lunged, but I shoved him back, adrenaline surging. He swung, clipping my jaw. Pain flared, but I held my ground. Maya grabbed a tire iron from the truck, brandishing it. Leave, Ethan, or I swear, her fire stopped him cold. He hesitated, then backed toward his SUV, muttering threats. This isn't over. But as he drove off, it felt like it was. Maya dropped the iron, shaking. I pulled her close, her tears soaking my shirt. You were incredible, I said. She looked up, eyes fierce but soft. So were you. In that moment, I knew, she wasn't just changing my life. She was my life. The road ahead was ours, the warehouse lot faded behind us as dawn broke, painting the sky gold. Maya sat close, her hand resting on mine, the tire iron forgotten. Ethan's SUV was long gone, his threats hollow against her strength. My jaw ached, but her quiet smile made it worth it. We drove in silence, not from fear but from something deeper, a shared understanding. Where to now? She asked, voice soft but sure. I glanced at her, then at the glove box, where the ring I'd carried for years waited. Wherever you want, I said. But I've got an idea. We stopped at a cliffside overlook, the world stretching below, fields, rivers, endless possibilities. I took a breath, heart pounding, and pulled out the ring. Maya, I didn't expect you. Didn't expect this. But you've turned my life into something I never thought I'd have. Her eyes widened, tears glistening. I don't know what's next, but I want it with you. Always. She stared at the ring, then at me, a laugh breaking through her tears. Jake, you're crazy, she said, but she nodded, slipping the ring on. Yes. Always. We kissed, the wind carrying our promise. Months later, we're still on the road. I drive, she paints, canvases of highways and sunsets filling the truck. My deliveries are late sometimes, but my boss doesn't mind. Maya's my partner, my home. She ran from a lie and found truth with me. Dear friends, if this story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe. More adventures are coming. For now, the highway stretches on, and with Maya beside me, every mile feels like freedom, love, and a life I never dared dream of, until her.